Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Burgundy. We're in January the 5th, 1874, and last episode we did complete quite a few things. Not what we planned on doing, but we did complete a few things. We completely smashed the face in on Spain and their Asian adventures, taking over most of actually all of their coast here. They do have Lana still, but they have no way of accessing it unless they sphere, for example, Fonburi, which they would have to compete with the Japanese Empire for. Not very likely. They do still have Ceylon, which is a bit unfortunate, but we will take it in the future. Actually, we should probably retreat with that army so it can be on our turf. They also have this silly little island, Isla de Navidad, or I think it's Christmas Island? Yeah, it has got to be Christmas Island. Did I just know Spanish? Holy shit. I know languages. What happened? Anyway, and we also tried to help out the German pan-nationalists in order to alleviate the border war that is going on right now in the HRE. Let's just see if that is successful. The Nubian Confederation still has quite a few men here, 8,000, which is not a lot, but they also only have 15,000 men to contend with here. Oh wait, they do have some in St. Pollen, or St. Polten. Unfortunately, we can't see that. But we will nonetheless retreat with our armies back to Burgundian land, and let's just hope that the German pan-nationalists try to, or manage to, break the Danubian Confederation, maybe unifying Germany, maybe, or at least weakening the Danubian Confederation so they don't end up being a threat to us, though that's not very likely at all. Considering we have about almost 21 in infamy, it is high time to turn inwards, to look at our internal development, and also do some reforms, because our economy is doing, let's just say, it's doing extremely well. There's no point in actually having most of these taxes. We're earning 23,000. We have 107 million. Holy shit. So much money. So I think we should cut the taxes for the middle class. No taxes for them. Absolutely not. And Plantagenet is calling for help against, well, Vinland, apparently, who for some reason has land here. Oh god, things have happened in North America. So this is what I assume at least happened. Vinland took parts of Plantagenet as in a war, obviously. How else would they get it? And then the Belgian Confederacy turned on Vinland, chewing up so much of their land. They have taken Storsjöarna, they have taken Saginaw region, the Nya Trøndelag, Skrælingmark and Christiania. I think that's 4 provinces or so. So 4 regions in one single swipe. Unless I missed something in between. And seeing as I just had played Vinland, that hurts my feelings quite a lot. Nonetheless though, we're a different country now. I can't let past grudges be any influence here. So we will join in against Vinland and Gran Colombia. Maybe, well, Aslan is also part of it. So maybe we'll do another expedition there. Why not? Do we have any reason not to? I don't think so. We'll pick up this army over here and just sail them to the other side of the ocean to help out. But beyond that, let's continue with our small reforms here. So we did a major tax reform here, cutting the taxes for the middle class and also the rich. There's no taxes for the rich at all, no taxes for the middle class. The poor people have to pay though. The poor people have to pay. There's no way around that. If you're poor, you have to pay taxes because all the rich people in their companies will simply set up other companies in tax havens and mess around with the whole profit margin. It's beautiful and horrible and unethical, though most likely legal, unfortunately. But that's yeah, I'm not really sure why I brought that up. So let's just run the time and see how our little reforms are doing. We're earning so much money, even with only taxing the poor people to 50% of effective tax rate of 38%, which is a lot still. Holy shit. I think I have a tax rate of 30%. So 38%, that's quite a lot. Quite a lot. What else can we do? We're paying everything here. Expenditure is up in every regard. We can't bring our defense spending up any further, otherwise I would, because more money on troops mean more people want to be troops, since we have excellent healthcare plans and everything. So, are the ships ready to bring about another expedition? I believe so. who is the one? It's Hector Millet, who is not very good. Not very good at all. We want someone brilliant. We want Charles Marlet. Charles Marlet, you will be in charge of this army. Armée de Laurent. Charles Marlet, where are you? Where did you go, Charles? Charles. There. He has good things in everything. He is not perfect, but he is pretty decent. And this is a massive fleet, Escadre de Flandre. And they will land over here in Matamoros and be ready to... Actually, maybe we should go help out somewhere a bit closer. I think that would be better. We should probably land here in Veracruz. As we landed last time, it will be a reunion. Reunion of the ages. And observe. We have a lot of bankrupt factories, mostly in the Palatinate and, well, the various regions in America. Let's just open them up. Open them all up. We do have a laissez-faire government, so we can't do anything with regards to the factories. They are doing brilliant though, so I have no real problems with it. Absolutely not. And our money is still flowing in. So with those reforms, those tax reforms done, I guess we can take a look over here. In Braunschweig we have the evil Bohemians trying to take away our land. And I think we will just ban their embassy. No, we will decrease opinion of Bohemia in the court of Braunschweig. That should put them down. And in Sind, we are slowly moving forward, but it's not really likely. In Armenia, we have an enemy who's trying their best to gather influence. And we won't give up our little Armenia. Armenia, the beautiful nation here. Russia has really done a number of the Safavid Empire, which for a long time held up. Now with Circassia free again, and the Safavid Empire and Armenia being free, there's not a lot of Safavid. It's mostly just Azerbaijan and then, I guess, Georgia, or parts of Georgia, since Fasis is already free. Our income is dropping a little bit, or at least our profit. Though that, I mean, in every single Victoria 2 game you could ever play, going 9,000 plus is just insane. How do we get this much money? Well, the real answer is this mod. But I would like to think that we, as a nation, is responsible for this. We have done a great work. We have done so many good things for our people that it's impossible really to comprehend how much money we're just earning. To celebrate this, we will recruit 2 new armies. When it comes to Europe, do we even fit enough for that? I hope so. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, almost. We can do at least 1 full army. And then 1 army that is not really all there, but close enough. So maybe it won't be in our interest to have full armies. Yeah, I think we're just gonna do 1 more army in Europe. We do have a lot of armies in Europe already, at any rate. So we will remove... There we are. So 4, 5, 10. Good. We did good. How close is the fleet? It is very, very close. And in good time too, since the evil Grand Colombians are pushing back. Or pushing in. All pops in Burgundy become 10% more liberal. I have no problems with liberal being the majority in our land. In fact, we still have a lot of conservatives in the populace. A lot of conservatives. I haven't even considered what do we have here? Universal. Super states. Maybe we should do based on population. But that would, interesting enough, I think that would put us more in the liberal camp. Maybe. I don't know. Either way, we'll retake our land here, or not our land, but Aztlan's land, and do a number of the Colombians. There we go. And I would really like Mexico City to be part of Aztlan. It would just look much better on every level. Though right now the war is for paid Illinois, which I'm assuming that Plantagenet is capable of taking on their own. Maybe. Really, where are their armies? There's 24 brigades. How much can Vinland even produce now? They have 25 brigades. That is rather impressive considering they lost most of their valuable territory. Or at least close enough to. Close enough. Biologism. Oh yeah, we should really, really think about reforming our education system as well. And the way we will do this is simply to educate people in India. We will send out clergymen, or at least in this case, I assume these will be equivalent to missionaries who will set up schools in the provinces teaching everything about the glory that is God and how they should learn how to read, though not their native language of course, but French in our case, or Burgundian French, as is our variety. Can't have them learn Hindi and whatnot. At least not how to be literate in it. You can do that in their own time. In school, it is work time. Alliance offer from Italy. I am fine with that. Italy being the little nation around here, and I just remembered I had an army over here. Maybe I should bring them back. It seems that the new big confederation got out unscathed from the pan-nationalists. Though, Karl Marx has published the Communist Manifesto, which has led to workers in Scandinavia to found a party dedicated to advancing the agenda laid out therein. They call themselves... No, I don't think they call themselves World Anti-Slavery Convention. But they call themselves Socialists and believe in land ruled by the workers, where the workers control the means of production. Equality, justice, solidarity and democracy are other vital points in the socialist ideology. And soon enough we will probably have... wait, what are we doing? Allahabad has 4.5% clergymen. That is impressive. We should probably remove them from Allahabad. We go central India we go. Allahabad... Wait, who had Allahabad before? Where is it? Allahabad. Oh, it's over here. I guess they did really well trying to educate the populace. Yeah. Talk about... Oh, this is a mixed population. Religion being mostly Hindu, but also a lot of Sunni. Which is interesting considering it's Allahabad, but I guess Allah means only God, I think. Is this the word for God? Maybe I'm incorrect there? Oh my. Do we want to go for this piece? Or do we want to add something more? No. 19%. 19 infamy, I mean. And we are slowing down our reduction of it due to being at war. I think giving up on giving them Pade, Illinois will probably be best. Especially since Plantagenet will most likely lose from this. But... oh wait, Aslan... Ah, they peaced out. Alright. I'm done then. If Aslan gives up, so do I. We'll follow where our allies go and not one step further. We draw the line here. Here, and no further. Doesn't make sense in the conflict at all, I just wanted to quote it. Deal with it. Fleet, come back in. Ah, well, just get on the fleet then. Really should be... Wait, aren't they in our sphere? Did someone remove us from their sphere? Damn you, the Belgian Confederacy. I can't be bothered to really deal with this. Gran Colombia wants us to help out in their crisis over the return of... whatever. Din Bikiye requires all states with core provinces. Terras Vermilas. Where is it? Terras... I'm gonna search for it. Ah, up here. And no, I will back your opponent though. Because fuck Gran Colombia. Yeah, there we go. Dine Bikiya, which is Apache. Great, so we are really supporting the native population of North America. That is awesome. We already helped the Aslans, now we help the Dine Bikiya, which has a flag that unfortunately I can't see the details of, but it looks pretty cool from a distance at least. And they're a parliamentary monarchy, so you know? It's a bit strange that they are uncivilized, considering they were born from a civilized nation. They have support from the greatest power in the world. Shouldn't they be a bit more civilized? Shouldn't we be able to send them textbooks and stuff? I guess they can't read them, but how do they become allies with them if they don't understand us? Oh, maybe I shouldn't try to put too much logic into it. Maybe I shouldn't. And maybe I don't have a logic. In Jubalpur we assemble our forces from India. Maybe we should build a new army in India. That would require us doing infantry, and we can really recruit a lot of people here. A lot. Let's see, Allahabad. We will recruit our infantry from Allahabad. Our mobile artillery from Lucknow. And, finally, we will recruit a little light cavalry from Delhi. Delhi now famous for the light cavalry of all sizes. Yeah, but with all of those events, shouldn't we be a bit more liberal? We only have 1.3% socialists. Oh, that was in the province. We only have still 1.3% socialist, though liberal is now 40.5% and of the electorate vote, much higher as well. Adal Sultanate wants to be in our good graces. That is completely fine by me. They are allied with Hejaz and Najd. And if I'm not remembering incorrectly, it's from Najd that the Saudi family comes from. Once upon a time, 100 years back, well, from a real time that is, they took over Hejaz, I think sometime during World War I or close thereof, and formed Arabia, named after their dynasty, became Saudi Arabia. I wonder what happens if, for some reason, or maybe in the future, the House of Saud is removed and replaced by something else. Would it still be called... It couldn't be called still Saudi Arabia. You don't really call... Even if, for example, Turkey would end up becoming a new sultanate, they wouldn't call themselves the Ottoman Empire because the Ottomans are not really part of it anymore. Probably been named after the new royal family, maybe. Or just simply be called Imperial Turkey or Sultanate of Turkey or something. Or the Sublime Porte. I swear to God, if the referendum that Erdogan is doing in Turkey, and this is becoming way too political, if that succeeds, I think we should just rename Turkey and call it the Sublime Porte. Because wouldn't they really be then sort of a presidential dictatorship after that reform? It would be a nice nod. And I think I would refer to it. Just change the name of Turkey to the Sublime Porte. It's also a much cool name. I'm sorry, Turkey, but it's a really cool name, the Sublime Porte. Really cool name. Oh, by God, we have not done almost any reforms when it comes to the social aspects of our country. So what do people want? They want an education reform badly. A lot of people want this, and someone has made the Kiel Canal, most likely Scandinavia, since they have Kiel. So maybe we should go for education reform, religious education, which increases our education efficiency by tons. Just absolutely tons. And that will open the gate to public education, which is even better. Shall we host a regional trade fair? Wonderful. We have money to splurge, we just don't have anything to splurge it on. We could open up all of these factories again, because why not? I don't even know why they have so many factories. They're complete, like Tahiti, for example. How many people are even in Tahiti? Tahiti? Wait, Tahiti is way over here. Tahiti is here. Alright, that's not even our territory. Here we have Tahiti. There's 4.52 thousand people there. That is all there is. That is all there is. And for some reason they decided, hey, let's make 6 different factories. Maybe it will be profitable this time. No, it's never gonna be. Never gonna be. We can sphere Macedonia, and we could support them against the evil Sublime Porte. Macedonia does they do have Constantinople. That is interesting. Mostly Turkish, though with a lot of Armenian, and actually Greek is only 18%. Huh. Armenians. Almost more Armenians here than in all of Armenia. It's like Constantinople itself is containing 224,000. About, okay, maybe not. That was a bit of an overstatement, but there's still a lot of people there. Diplomatic mission under siege. News reaches us from Mevar that the local ruling elites have thrown our ambassador out of the country and that their troops are laying siege to our embassy with apparent intent to enforce that decision. This affair is developing into an enormous loss of international faith. Blah 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 blah. I understand. Let's go to war against Mevar. We have an army that is right next door, ready to just jump on them. They have turned out to be unreliable. Luckily, Vijayanagar is very reliable and has not done any such things at all. Hyderabad once betrayed us, and we're still not allied with them. The communist agenda, or communism agenda. We we need a free society. Blah blah blah. Yes. Yes, yes. They don't like us because of infamy and too many alliances, which is a bit silly. Should probably remove the too many alliances thing when they are in your sphere and stuff. One thing that I would like to do in the future is to turn France into our puppet. That would be great. I do like that we were under recession. Could I have read that correctly? We were under recession and having a massive amount of money coming in. Just so much money. And during all this time we still haven't really reduced our things at all. So Mevar is sphere of influence, and when I say reduce our things, which is incredibly non-specific, I meant our infamy. I do have a problem with that. When I don't know a certain thing, or I just refer to something generally, I say something that's completely unrelated to it. Which is a bit bad to do when you're recording, since why the hell would I? Social liberalism. We enable social liberalism in the world. That is our duty. So now that we are getting filled with all these different kinds of parties, which is scary. We have the Communist Party, we have... Actually, we should probably check here. We have Parti Unioniste, Parti Chrétien Démocrate, and so forth. Look at this. Too many. Conservative, reactionary, liberal, anarcho-liberal, socialist, communist, and so forth. We'll go for liberal. We have here the anarcho-liberals, the socialists, two socialists apparently, because one is not enough, and one communist party. And with this larger country, which is not that large, we just have a very dense population, I wouldn't want to micromanage it. I wouldn't want to at all. That's my least favorite thing about any of these games is micromanagement. One reason why I barely played the Soviet Union ever. Just once, and then that was mostly because we were two people playing at the same time, which made it a bit more bearable, but even then, still very annoying. We are making a lot of ships, and we should probably make more, because we have the money for it, and we have no reason not to. We just want to be the strongest in the world, by far, so we will make far more ships than we could ever hope to use. We have here 77 ships, which is just a lot of transports as well. So we're doing really well. We're doing really well on every front, and that shouldn't be any surprise at all, considering we've done really well on every front since the beginning of the game. So yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. Aragonese Maghreb is still... I mean, Aragon does seem very, very big when they have all the territory. It also fits well that they have most of North Africa. Actually, these things do fit well overall. Like, here we have... Come on, stop with these pop-ups. One thing that I loved about HPM, when I played it the first time, was the fact that you could just click on a button and they would randomly pick one of the options of every of these, election things. Since then, for some reason, that went back to having all of these pop-ups. Though I guess they're not as frequent as they were before, but still really annoying. Either way, I do like how it almost perfectly lines up here. And the same, like here you have the zone of interest of Italy, or Aragon. And here you have Spain, and here is Greece, and everything else. Again Plantagenet. War of Plantagenet submission against the Belgian Confederacy. Plantagenet submission? Oh my, that's very aggressive. I guess we will need to help out big time in this regard. Alright, Belgian Confederacy. We are onto you. We will resend this army back and then send at least 2 more armies. We will land in Port Royal in Jolice and then send 2 more. We are going against our former colony. We are going to punish them for their insolence. The people, and I do like them a lot, wants another education reform, and I will oblige them. I will indulge them. As our people become more and more liberal, that will probably be an increasing desire. Our population is now getting a bit more spread out with social liberal and everything. What does even social liberal mean? I don't know. But we just made them even more liberal. Conservatives won't even be the majority soon enough. We do have a lot of consciousness, but surprisingly little militancy. Which is good. Which is very good. And we have another one. Slowly turning our populace ever more liberal. As soon as possible, or as much as possible. Russia over here is a great power. And honestly, I'm very tempted for next playthrough to play as Russia. Either as Muscovy or as Novgorod. Novgorod does seem like fun. Accusations of fraud, what? I disagree completely with that assessment. Taiping Empire. One thing needs to be said about this mod. And that is that it sets up a lot of different interesting conflicts at the start. You have, for Burgundy's side, you have the whole thing with the Dual Monarchy, being squished in between Dual Monarchy, Bohemia and Scandinavia. With Scandinavia being an ally, but still you're a bit squished in, which makes it interesting. In our case, we tore down the Dual Monarchy, like the brilliant strategist and spy masters that we are. And the thing with Russia, with Muscovy versus Novgorod, that is an interesting prospect. Commonwealth has... Oh god, we lost completely there. That's not a good start to our help. Anyway, I won't let that stop me. I won't let them stop me from speaking. The whole thing with Russia versus Muscovy, the Commonwealth having their own issues, needing to really break out of... Their main areas are under Scandinavian sphere of influence, and they need to break out and unify their lands again. Bohemia has a desire to unite the HRE, which is an interesting but challenging prospect. They also have a time limit on it, as far as I've been told anyway. China has their interesting split here with different nations fighting against each other that you need to unify. So yeah, that's just a few, and Finland of course that I showed in that video. Also has an interesting conflict there. It could be fun to replicate. That was a really harsh battle. Holy shit, that was harsh. And yeah, I don't think we were gonna win that war. I can send in more men, but the Belgian Confederacy, be that the black sheep of our family, is still quite potent. And I'm not sure we can beat them. For some reason they're also in Texas. Or Bahia as it's known here. Lusitania. So yeah, I think the real conclusion for this war will simply be in the next episode, because this has been running on for quite a while. So next episode, we will most likely send more aid to try to help Plantagenet against the Belgian Confederacy. Might be successful, might not be successful. And as soon as our infamy is lowered a bit more, I think we finally, and I've said this so many times by now, will take the fight to the Japanese Empire and free some of Asia from their influence. Mostly with, I guess, Sindh and Kashmir. I think those two mainly, and then we'll try to get Afghanistan from the Belgian Confederacy, which we might be able to do now in this war. And then of course Baroda, so we can have all of India in our happy little family. We'll see how that works out. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.